Every evening at 6:45, Nora Whitfield pulled the curtain aside. Her apartment sat on the second floor of an old brick building, the kind with creaky stairs and radiators that hissed all winter. From her living room window, she could see directly across the narrow street into another building, a row of identical apartments with tall windows and thin white curtains. Most of them stayed dark, except one. At 6:47, the light always turned on. Nora didn't know the people who lived there. She had never spoken to them, but over time, she noticed small things. A young couple. They ate dinner at a small table near the window. Sometimes they laughed, sometimes one of them read while the other talked occasionally. Music played softly, and they moved around the kitchen together. It became part of her routine. 6:45 tea, 6:47 light on, 6:50, 2 plates at the table. Nora told herself she wasn't watching, she was just noticing. Nora lived alone. Her husband had passed away 3 winters earlier, and silence had settled into the apartment like dust. She filled her evenings with quiet habits, knitting, tea, watching the street below. The couple across the way added something gentle to the routine, a sense of life continuing. One evening, the woman held up something small, maybe a photograph, and the man leaned closer. They both smiled. Another night, they argued softly, then laughed again minutes later. Ordinary moments, but they warmed the room. Weeks passed. One rainy night, the couple didn't sit at the table. Instead, they stood close to the window, looking out at the storm. The man draped a blanket around the woman's shoulders. Nora smiled to herself. "You remind me of us," she murmured, glancing at a photo of her and her husband on the shelf. Then one evening, the light didn't turn on. 6:47 passed, 6:50. The window remained dark. Nora waited, her tea cooling in her hands. Maybe they were out, she thought it happened sometimes. But the next evening, the light stayed off again, and the next. The apartment felt quieter than usual. On the 4th night, Nora noticed something else. The curtain across the street was slightly open. The room looked empty, no movement, no table set for dinner. She felt an unexpected ache. She didn't even know their names. Still, something felt wrong. The following afternoon, Nora put on her coat and walked across the street. She hadn't planned to, her feet just carried her there. Inside the building, she climbed the stairs slowly, her hand gripping the rail. She found the apartment she believed was theirs and hesitated. Then she knocked. No answer. She turned to leave when the door next to it opened. A middle-aged man stepped out. "Looking for someone?" he asked. "Yes, the couple who live here," Nora said gently. The man's expression softened. They had a baby, came early. They'd been at the hospital all week. Nora's heart lifted and tightened at the same time. "Are they okay?" "I think so. Just tired from what I heard." Nora nodded. "Thank you." That evening at 6:47, Nora sat by her window again. The light across the street flickered on. She leaned forward. The room looked different. A small bassinet stood near the table. The woman sat carefully, holding something wrapped in a blanket. The man moved slowly, placing a mug beside her. Nora smiled, her eyes misting. A tiny hand appeared, waving slightly in the air. She lifted her own hand and waved back, though they couldn't see her. The next day, Nora baked a small loaf of bread. She wrapped it carefully and crossed the street again. This time, when she knocked, the woman opened the door. She looked exhausted, but happy. "I'm sorry," Nora said, holding out the bread. "I live across the street. I noticed your light was off." The woman smiled warmly. "That's very kind, thank you." From inside, a soft cry filled the room. "Would you like to come in?" she asked. Nora hesitated, then nodded. She stepped inside, and for the first time, the window she had watched from afar felt close and real. The man introduced himself as Oliver. The baby slept quietly in the bassinet. "She likes the evening," the woman said, "right around 6:45. Nora chuckled softly. "So do I." After that, Nora still watched from her window. But now, sometimes the couple waved first. The baby grew, the light turned on. The small family moved gently through their evenings, and Nora's apartment didn't feel quite so quiet anymore. Because sometimes, even from across the street, life finds a way to share its light.